Artemis Toast here, and we're gonna do number two in my new playlist. Man, someone's driving loud car. Anyway, we're gonna do part two in my new playlist. The top one of all time. Similar to a top 10 list, but I'll mention a lot of other ones, but I'm not going to list them in any order. I'm just going to talk about some. Today, the topic is going to be bassists. In my opinion, and why it's my opinion of the top one bassist. It's. I'm the world's greatest guitarist. Magical Ears of Honey. It's been established. Common knowledge. And if you watch my uploads, you get it by now. I consider myself a master of stringed instruments in general. Ones that you don't play with a bow. I have yet to conquer that, but I will. Right now I'm taking a little segue into video editing and trying this YouTube stuff. But six strings is my comfort zone for the most part. That's where I spend most of my time. Most of my life. Once again, through these videos, I've been doing a lot of electronic music, with synths and drum pad machines, stuff like that. But primarily, six string guitarist. World's greatest is what I am. But I feel comfortable on a bass guitar as well. So I think I'm inclined to use my musical knowledge to give my take on who the greatest rock bassist for the most part is. There's from many different subgenres of rock and many different styles of music in general. There are a lot of greats throughout the decades. There's a lot of bassists that are really popular that I'm probably not going to touch much on. Sting, Police, his solo work, great stuff. But in my opinion, Sting is a very well-known bassist. But in my opinion, he's not a groundbreaking, genre-defining bassist. He's a heck of a musician and heck of a band. There's a lot of popular bassists, but I'm talking about, the greats, your Jack Bruce, mostly known from Cream, and other projects, but great bassist. More modern, Flea. Flea is a fantastic bassist. For the Red Hot Chili Peppers. The harder side, the late Cliff Burton, great pick playing bassist, just shredded, great shredder. Les Claypool, fantastic, amazing, groundbreaking bassist, but he's not my number one either. John Paul Jones of the Led Zeppelins, he's not my top pick either. Jaco Pastorius, if you never heard of him, look him up. Amazing bassist that left the earth way too soon. Paul McCartney of the Beatles. He's a quarter of the greatest pop rock group of ever. And amazing musician in general. Geddy Lee, if I didn't already mention Geddy Lee of Rush, amazing. You know, there's once again, a lot of great bassists, and everybody's entitled to their opinion. Um, you know, I think it was a tough call for me. Who my top one bassist of history is, because there's like so many choices. If I didn't mention your favorites, I apologize. I can't think of them fast enough. There's many greats. Real quick, shout out while it just hit my mind. The late Chris Squire of Yes, fantastic bassist. I can't believe I forgot almost forgot to mention him. Once again, there's lots, different styles. More, you got more funk style, pick playing, just all the aforementioned bassists were all amazing. Victor Wooten, never heard of him. Look him up. Watch clips of him on the YouTubes if you can. Amazing. But if y'all have been paying attention, through all those names I spit out, there's one that usually gets mentioned with all these others that I haven't mentioned. And that's John Entwistle from The Who. Amazing bassist. I gotta be quite honest. The only reason, John Paul Jones isn't number one on this is because my last top one was top lead man Robert Plant, and I think that's the only thing that's keeping John Paul Jones out of my number one is I don't want to be considered too much of a Led Zeppelin loyalist. I don't want to, I already got guitar covered, but, and unfortunately, I don't think John Bonham would be my number one drummer. He'd be way up there though. But, and once again, John Paul Jones isn't underrated. He's a fantastic musician in general. He gets all the props he deserves. To this day, he's playing. Then I can't remember them Crooked Vultures. That project with Josh Homme from Queens of the Stone Age, and with Dave Grohl on the drums. He's still playing great music. Not that those other aforementioned bassists aren't, but he once again he gets his props. He gets his recognition. So I don't need to throw anything his way. But John Entwistle is not only an amazing, powerful playing bassist, of a great rock band, accompanied by one of the greatest drummers, the late Keith Moon, and great guitarist, songwriter in Pete Townsend, and they had a lead singer too. I'm Roger Daltrey, but he's also, I think he deserves more recognition because unfortunately he passed away a number of years ago as well. But John Paul Jones, amazing. John Entwistle is going to be my top one. Because he doesn't get the recognition he deserves, because he was a multi-instrumentalist, who just plain shredded a bass beautifully. Once again, new segment, the top ones of all time. Follow me on the Twitters. Artemis Toast out.